Okay, so the next thing in here is this Real Techniques blush brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, especially for bronzing. I know it's a blush brush. I prefer it for bronzer. It reminds me a lot of my Kumadori by Japanesque that I love. My problem with this guy is he's reached the point where now he just falls apart. I've had this for so long though, so I'm kind of okay with getting rid of him. I've got plenty of blush brushes now. I can live, I can move on. But this guy's just going in the trash because he can't be fixed anymore. The next thing I have in here is another brush actually. This is the Morphe M551 brush. This guy just keeps shedding. He's lost a lot of bristles. It doesn't really look like it on camera. Oh, he is also going in the trash. I used that brush for bronzer. It wasn't my favorite, but it was a good brush. The next thing I have in here is the Kopari Coconut Melt. This I mentioned, I believe in my skincare video. If I remember correctly, it was in my skincare video. This is a really great makeup remover. My only problem is it left a greasy film on my face after using it, so I had to actually like quadruple cleanse my face. I had to go with this to take the makeup off, and then go with something to get that off, and then go ahead and do my normal double cleanse. So while this works really great, I think if you're someone with extremely dry skin, you'll like it a little bit better. If you're oily, I'd avoid this though. The next thing I have is the CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder in 110 Translucent Light. In what world is that light or translucent? That is dark, and it's tinted, and it makes me angry. This also has a smell to it. Kind of smells like old lady, for lack of a better word. It's not a good smell. To be honest, the powder itself wasn't horrible, besides being tinted, but when you're marketing something as translucent, why does it have a tint? Next thing I have in here is the L'Oreal Spackle Treatment Soothing Makeup Primer. This is a very nice primer, especially for someone like me who's got a lot of redness. It helps cool your skin, calm it down, and it helps reduce the redness. Mine's just gone bad. I have so many primers right now though that I won't be repurchasing this for a while, but I do plan to repurchase in the future. Something else that I do like, but it's just, you know, dried up and gone bad. This is one of the Colourpop Super Shock Cheeks, and this is in the shade Trickery. This is so... it's not putty anymore. Like, if I try and touch it, it all starts to... I have to, like, you know, really press in here to get anything out of my hand. It's just gone bad. I still have other ones that I like and I love and that work fine. That guy's just dried out and dead, so moving on. The next thing I have in here is actually a toothpaste. As you can see, I used a lot of him. Let me just uncrinkle it so it's a little bit easier to read. Okay, this is the Colgate Optic White High Impact White. This is really good. I actually have a new toothbrush I'm trying out a different toothpaste right now from the Colgate line because I do like how the whitening effect works on my teeth. Right now I'm just eating chips and salsa, ignore my non-white teeth. But I've obviously repurchased that. It's a very nice toothpaste. I like it a lot for the whitening. I don't like to do white strips because I have sensitive teeth. So if I try and use like whitening trays and stuff, it does like make my teeth hurt. But whitening toothpaste I'm okay with, but I don't like the Sensodyne one. I like the Colgate, they're much better. The Catrice All Matte Shine Control Powder. I don't know, I tried it and it didn't impress me. I felt like I was still kind of shiny, and I didn't use, you know, like a super dewy base underneath or anything, but it just didn't like it. I didn't like how it felt. I didn't like how it looked, and I paired it with multiple foundations. But yeah, that guy's a no-no. Thing I did love, because there's always a mask in here. This, I keep throwing them out and forgetting to put them in here. This is one of the Tony Moly sheet masks. This is the Pearl mask, which is for Illuminating. I like sheet masks. I use a lot of sheet masks. Another empty skincare item. This is a small travel size of the Kate Somerville Goat Milk Moisturizing Cleanser. I love the entire Kate Somerville line. I have yet to find something that I don't like in that entire line. This is fantastic. Maybe in the future I'll purchase the full size. This just came in a tiny little set with a whole bunch of things. I have the Duo Brush On Lash Adhesive. This one has just gotten so gross and so disgusting. Just straight up all goopy. It's gross. It's all built up in here as well. It's done. He's done. no more. Another empty product that I will repurchase. I already have backup of it. I just haven't opened it yet. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. There's a reason people love this. It works, it does what it says, and I really like how it makes my makeup look as well. It doesn't make it look like it's drying out, which can sometimes happen, especially since this does have alcohol in it. Just be aware. It's not a super high concentration, but it's not the best in the world. Look, another Illuminating pore sheet mask. Something else that I tossed just because he had officially gone bad, but I definitely will repurchase this in the future, is this guy. This is the Juice Beauty Phyto-Pigments Flawless Serum Foundation. I'm mine in the shade 05 Buff. 01 was actually a foundation where I picked up and went, holy crap, this is way too light for me. This is amazing. It's fantastic. I like it a lot. I really like the look it gives me. It's a really great foundation for no makeup days. Next, this dude. This is the Skinfood Rice Brightening Facial Cleansing Tissue. This is a pack that came with 80 sheets. This I did like, if I remember correctly. It was okay. They weren't like mind-blowing in terms of makeup removing skills, but they were amazing. But they weren't amazing, but they were great. So probably will repurchase this. Who knows? I go through so many tissues. I try a whole bunch of new ones all the time. It's no big deal. Next is this. This is the Lorac Light Source 3-in-1 Illuminating Primer in Dusk. This is just too dark for me. It's a really nice formula, but when I wear it, it gives me this really like gold bronzy. It's too dark for me. It sticks out. Like if I turn myself away from see how it's just dark? No. Next, I have a Batiste dry shampoo in here. These are my favorite. There's always one of these. They're just like the Neutrogena wipes. Every single Empties video, there's probably a Batiste dry shampoo in here. I love this. Next, I've got another brush that just keeps shedding, so I'm tossing him in here. This is the Morphe M177. This is really great for contouring, blush, bronzer, if you want to be really precise. It's definitely more of a powder brush. I wouldn't use it with foundation, but it's just shedding, so he's going bye-bye. I have a little travel size, the Burberry Fresh Glow Luminous Fluid Base. I really liked this actually. I think this might be a product that I consider pulling the trigger on when it comes to the Spring Rouge sale at Sephora. I've been pleasantly surprised with a lot of the Burberry Cosmetics products. I hadn't tried a whole lot of them until recently, and I'm starting to really like them. Something else that I finished it because it was tiny, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. This is the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. Basically what happened was over the summer, I had been using this to try and mattify my nose just because that was the only part of my skin that got really oily in the summer. So I was trying to use this to see if it would help fix that at all. And I tried it going into the fall when my nose is still a little oily, and it felt like I had sucked all the hydration out of my nose. So if you're someone who's really, 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 really oily, you probably will love this. But I think if you're someone with combination skin, you've got to be careful with it just because it can be too much maybe. I have a box of the House of Lashes Sweet Romance lashes. I really love them. I don't have the lashes anymore because they were so disgusting I threw them out, but I wanted to throw the box in here. It's very rare for me that I just, you know, use a pair of lashes to death that much, and I didn't even realize how often I wore them until I had to throw them out. This is my old eyelash curler from Tweezerman. That's what it was. It wasn't Revlon, Tweezerman. This stuff is great. These are, however, this guy is just, he's a little too dull on the I don't want to call it a blade, but this portion up here is just too dull now for me to use. Aha. I love this. This is the Glam Glow Power Ranger Gravity Mud in Goldar. This I thought was hilarious. I was never a Power Rangers kid, but I really liked this. It felt like it firmed my skin. I didn't see so much of a lifting effect, but then again, I don't want to say old. Old sounds offensive. I don't feel like I have obvious signs of aging. There we go. We'll phrase it like that. But this did give a nice luminosity to my skin, and it did feel a little bit tighter and firmer, especially like the middle of my cheeks. However, I had to be careful because I used this, the first time I used this when I had dry patches on my face. I would not recommend doing that. It's a little bit... Another blurring primer. This is the other one I mentioned when I was talking about the Cover FX one. This is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer in Apricot Haze. They were supposed to release other shades in this. I could have sworn, but they never did. And this is just... This one, I don't know if mine has just gone bad, but I shook it, and it's still this like runny liquid, and I don't know why. I wasn't a fan of the primer itself. It kind of had the same issue that the Cover FX one had, where it gave me kind of an orangey tint. In this case, it was a peachy tint, but it was just too dark on my skin to use. So if Becca ever comes out with one that's lighter, I might give it another shot, but until they do that, no. Primer I did love was the First Aid Beauty Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer. This is a great primer if you're someone with combination skin or kind of in the middle skin, maybe slightly oily, slightly dry, something like that. Not too drastic either way. And if you have sensitive skin, this is great. It does have a smell to it. It's kind of a coconutty, fruity smell to it a little bit. Kind of smells like Pez candy almost. But I really loved it. I liked how it looked on my skin, all of that jazz. Next, one that finally just dried out and I tossed in here. There will be a couple more. I've got another here. I have the Hourglass Film Noir Full Spectrum Mascara and the Tartiste Lash Paint. I love both of these. They are fantastic. I think I raved about this in like my January favorites or February favorites. I don't know. I raved about it in a favorites video. It's really, really nice. It's a good brush. It's a good formula. I actually really like the brush on this. Builds up your lashes very nicely for length. Yeah. The Tartiste Lash Paint, Tartiste, I don't know. It's wonderful and it builds, and the best part is that with the wand design on this, ew, gross. That was just so gross. A whole clunk of dried out mascara just like literally fell out of the bottle of this. The brush on this is really nice to also be able to get your lower lashes, so it works as both an upper and lower lash mascara, which I feel like can be hard to do. So yeah, like that guy. My Anastasia Brow Wiz is in here because it's empty and it makes me sad. I already bought another. This guy I finally used up. This is the Fresh Vitamin Nectar Vibrancy Boosting Face Mask. This is an amazing mask. Fresh products are extremely expensive. I will say that this is like a $62 mask or something. I think it's worth every penny. The amount of elasticity, bounciness that my skin had after using this mask every time was incredible. I always got compliments on my skin and I was like, oh my God, it's this. I love this. I will be repurchasing this probably during the Spring Rouge sale. Something else I love, but I won't be repurchasing because it was limited edition. This is the last, I think, of all the Josie Maran whipped mud masks I had. I had a set of 5 of them that came in different scents. This one was vanilla apricot. Yes, vanilla apricot. Loved these. I think I raved about them in all the Empties videos I've done with one in it. It's a really great mask. They do sell a big individual size. However, it's not scented. It just smells like argan oil, and I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. I kind of liked the different scents. I especially love the cucumber one. That one was good. So if they ever release it in other scents, I will totally go buy it, but I don't need it, you know? 2 primers I just didn't like just because they didn't work for me. First one being the Almay CC Luminous Primer. Just didn't do good for me. It didn't mesh well with my skin, so he's going away. And then this guy, which is the Skin Iceland Pure Pore Minimizer. I wanted to like this. It has a very nice cooling effect. However, it didn't do anything to help my makeup. And it kind of left, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but I felt like no matter how much I blended it in, it still had kind of a white cast to it. Had an interesting smell, and I'm not so big on that, as you can tell. Oh my God, that rhymed. Next is my Bumble and Bumble Hairdresser's Invisible Oil. This is fantastic. This is what I used before I got my Way setting spray. This is fantastic. This is great. I think if you've got dry hair, this is especially great because the oil is going to kind of help hydrate your roots. I will probably repurchase it. However, it's a little bit expensive, so I might wait a little bit before I do that. Next, something that I just had to throw out because it definitely reached its expiration point. This is the First Aid Beauty, oh crap, it's hard to read, Ultra Repair Intensive Lip Balm, I think. This I had forever and ever and ever, and it's just grody and gross now in here. But I do like them. I have a thing about lip balms though. I prefer them in stick form rather than out of a pot. Keeps my hands clean. But I did like this. It's a very intense one. I used to wear it overnight before I started using the Bite Beauty Agave lip mask. This is good though. Something else I liked in my skincare, this is the Boscia Makeup Breakup Cool Cleansing Oil. This is what I would recommend over the Kopari Coconut Melt. This just worked better. It's a lighter weight. It doesn't have a weird film to it. I love this a lot, and I have repurchased it. This is actually like my 3rd bottle I've ever owned of it. But yeah, will be repurchasing, just not right now. I'm gonna wait till after I move. Something else that was okay, but it didn't blow me away. This is the Josie Maran Surreal Skin Argan Finishing Balm in Etheric. It was nice. It gave a nice luminosity, but it didn't wow me enough to want to go back out and buy the full size, so will not repurchase, but he's not a bad product. I have 2 concealers in here. The first one being the MAC Studio Water Weight Concealer. This is not the same shade. I don't know what the heck happened with this. The formula is not amazing. The color, it does not match. This is NC15. I have NC15 in the Pro Longwear, and the color, I even did it in the video that I tried this out in. It's not even the same color. Not even close. This is like 10 times more yellow, and it's darker, and I don't like it. So no. I also have the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer in Illuminate, and this is in the shade Ivory. This has straight up glitter in it. Glitter. There are little flecks of glitter in here. You don't see it when you look at the tube. Why? Why would you put glitter in a concealer? Next, a skincare product I love, but again, I don't think it's wow. I mean, I might repurchase it. I did like it. This is the Belief Hungarian Water Essence. This is really great for dry skin. A lot of the Belief products are good for dry skin. It's an aqua-based formula. It's really nice. I used it as a serum basically, morning and sometimes night as well. Great. We'll probably repurchase in the future, just not right now. Something I didn't like, and Kathleen Lights raves about this, and I wanted to like it. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Contour. I tried using this. However, this is just too orange to be a contour. It's way, way too orange. Oh, it's a twist, dang. It's not that it's a bad product. It's not that it's anything bad, but the color is A, really, really dark, and B, really, really orange. So it's not really a contour, maybe as a bronzer, but it didn't wow me enough to want to keep using it. Okay guys, 3 more things in here and then I'm done. First is the Pharmacy Sleep Tight Firming Night Balm. If you are seeing signs of aging, this is a great balm to use. My only complaint is the shape of the jar, and this is just kind of an issue with pharmacy products in general. There is an entire like bit wedged. I think I managed to scoop it all up into this little portion right up here. Because of how this is shaped, you have a hard time getting all the product out of these jars. But it was a really nice mask, and I probably will repurchase in the future. And 2 more setting powders, and then I'm done, guys. Okay, so the first is the Stellar Cosmic Face Powder in Haze. This just didn't wow me. It'd be really nice to use this to set like a highlighter or something, but it just didn't work all over my face. It kind of made me look ashy in a weird way, a purpley ashy color, which didn't even pale in comparison to how bad this went over. This is the NYX Holographic Halo Finishing Powder. Who the F decided this is okay to put all over your face? No. It's straight up purple. It'd be great maybe to set like for a Halloween tutorial or something, but as an actual finishing powder, who said this is okay? I know there's other colors, but this is the only one that was light enough for me to use. The other ones were like straight up too dark, or they were weird colors right out the gate. One of them I think is green. And I just went, no, this is so bad. I'm done with it. I'm over it. Okay guys, so that was all of my Empties products. I'm sorry that this took 2 videos to get through. But yeah, I can only do so much. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave me your questions, comments, concerns down below. Also be sure to hit the subscribe button down below so that you get to see more of my videos, and also hit the notification bell. That way you know when I'm uploading those videos. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.